Life is hard. Oh, hey, everybody. Let's see here. Look, it's me. I got a hat, so you guys don't have to close your eyes to see me. Yeah, I need a haircut. I'm a little busy these days. Oh, who's here? Somebody say hi to me. Oh, hey, Matthew. Matthew is in the game, man. Matthew is playing the game. Matthew is the game. Thank you, Matthew. Let's go find a comfortable place to sit while we bullshit, shall we? It's actually going to be less than a lot of bullshit. It's going to be probably kind of real. Anybody want to see how big the twins are getting? I'm a very proud father. Let's see the twins. So, I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10". The twins are very tall. Could you see that? Can you see? Well, oh, I'm not very smart. Sorry. There we go. I'm 5'10". So, I don't know. How tall are the twins? 10 feet, maybe? Almost 10 feet. Not done yet. They're not done yet. They're just about starting to bud. They're just about starting to bud. Let's turn that around. There we go. That's right. See, garden without perforating your colon. It's a really great thing. Look at that. Smells like freedom. Smells astoundingly like freedom. It doesn't just smell like freedom though, because I like it, which I do. It smells like freedom because anybody can do it now. They're not going to throw people's lives away. People's lives, take fathers and mothers away from their family for the rest of history and let them die in jail because they smoked weed. Mostly because they smoked weed and they were black, right? Mostly because they smoked weed and they're black, but they did smoke weed, which, you know, only the worst and best people. Only the worst and best people. Okay, so I'm obviously, none of this is planned. I just had shit to tell you right now that I needed to tell you because it's important. I try not to waste your time. I'm not a gig tuber. I'm not going to go on and jerk off with Pedro and Hannibal on the We're Psychos show. Psychos Unite with Pedro and Hannibal. We're psychotic meatheads who put out the shittiest, most vapid content on the internet because we're demonetized clowns. And so we blow each other as unicorns in our little YouTube orgy. It's really fun. Everyone should check it out. In fact, I just found one that you guys will find just spectacular, like I do. It's about transgenders, right? Where are my black people at? Well, Pedro found his black people, right? Hannibal is his black people. So Pedro knows where his black people at. He don't know where his transgenders are at. So he's trolling for the transgenders. He wants to talk to you. Pedro and Hannibal want to help you out with their understanding of sports and sexuality and gender and human rights. That's what Pedro and Hannibal are here for now that they've helped you with the gig economy to understand that they were fleecing you in a gambling game. So now that they're done giving you bad gambling advice, they're going to give you advice about how to be a bigot, like Mr. Flex or Mr. Cherry or anybody else that uses hate speech and slurs on YouTube and then trolls other people for being big meanie pants, right? They call me a faggot. They call Thomas Schubeck and me both faggots on the air repeatedly against all terms of conditions, all violations. Nobody holds them accountable. We can assume that Urub has made in the past a lot of money off the gig economy, and so Urub is a fan of Pedro and Hannibal too. Urub likes giving them money because when Urub gives Pedro and Hannibal little scraps, Urub keeps the lion's share, right? Because Urub's the lion. So Pedro and Hannibal are low level chumps. We know that, right? We know they're stupid. We know they're stupid and vapid and greedy and ignorant and mean spirited. All of these things, they're disgusting people. And see, this is the thing about Glitchgate, is that we didn't just expose that DoorDash is a fraud, we exposed bad cult leaders, right? That's what Pedro is. He's a bad cult leader. This is a cult of personality. This is somebody who's telling people to go do things for years on end that are not in their interest, financially, personally, physically, mentally, any of them. He broke up with DoorDash and did a video about how like it's an abusive girlfriend, but you go back because they make you feel good. And so how he's back with his abusive girlfriend, and he wants to tell you should go back with your abusive girlfriend because she might give you a blowjob. Shoot, pay for it. Legalize sex work and just pay for the blowjob and skip the Pedro bad gambling advice. Pedro bangs unicorns. Pedro bought bangs unicorns. Pedro does not know about real human sexuality. Okay, that's not what Pedro's expertise is. Pedro's expertise, the Pedro bot and Glitchy were made for Urub, to teach all of you about the cult of Urub, about the cult of all the idiots that would combine the programming with them to form this shield and wall against any true information getting through, right? Don't let Torp through. Don't let fucking gig apps exposed through. Don't let DoorDash sucks. Don't let Jeff Uber Jeep Arizona through. That dude's a fucking ninja. He'll rip your fucking head off and spit down your neck. I love that guy, right? Don't let Thomas Glitch Dash Schubeck through. Yeah, but you know what? Glitchy and Pedro Bot were not made to last. Glitchy and Pedro Bot, even though they're not real humans, they don't have hearts, they don't have feelings, they're not sentient, right? They don't have the sentience because they're just corporate AI. So even though Pedro Bot and Glitchy have done their best, and they had enablement from a black friend like Hannibal to sell out a whole bunch of rubes. They had help from all sorts of people in this criminal cabal. And the thing about them is they're good secret keepers, because in organized crime you got to be a good secret keeper, and that's that is Pedro's alibi, if you will, for the organized crime, is that Pedro's pals asked him not to tell people that he was fucking them and that we're all fucking them and that DoorDash is a big scam and a game. Pedro said, please, or somebody said to Pedro, don't tell. And he said, no problem, pal. We're all in here to make some fucking money off the people. And so they did. So, it's great stuff. This is great drama. This is, Robert Reese said it yesterday, Hot Facts with Robert Reese. He said this is going to be a hell of a movie, and it is going to be a hell of a movie. I already wrote the movie, as a matter of fact, and you guys just added the best characters in the world. If Torp isn't straight out of Central Casting, I'm going to eat this hat, and I will eat it right here. But Torp is out of Central Casting because the guy's a fucking genius. The guy's an orator. The guy is an American gem, right? And then you look at the vapid bullshit that this Pedro and Hannibal are putting out to make people hate each other, to bring the hate. If they want to talk about NBA games and who's how old and who makes how much, that's one thing. When they start trying to tell you about transgender people and race and all these things, these guys have already divided the people. Remember that Pedro and Hannibal and all these dipshits did the no tip, no trip. What was that for? That was to make consumers and the lower caste of the gig economy hate each other. Right? These are monsters. These are people that want us to kill each other just like DoorDash. I fucking hate these guys, right? We're trying to be nice to each other in the gig community. UDM made a nice video, like Jeff, a 45-minute video of Jeff Black, please be nice. Please, Jeff Black, be nice. I'm not nice. I've never been a nice person. I'm not a nice person, but I'm a fucking nice guy, okay? So there's a difference. I don't have to be fucking nice to bullies and liars. I don't. It's not my job. And I'll tell you a little secret. I'm not going to tell you any details, but you all know that I spent many years and did a documentary film that will be released later this year or early this next year about police accountability and about police murder, most specifically about the families of victims of police murder. Much like the gig industry, I'm not interested in my story or my life. I'm interested in the lives and stories of others. So The movie that I worked on with director Hilton Errol Reeves is about the families, about the nuclear bomb that drops in a family when they're the victim of murder by the state. Because the state not only turns against the person that they killed, but they turn against the whole family. It becomes an entire government operation to crush a family and make sure that their victim looks like the worst person in the world. Much like the smears that Hannibal and Pedro do, right? They're trying to convince you, instead of focusing on the fact that they're scam artists, liars, bigots, and pieces of shit, they're trying to convince you that there are people in the world that you should not like, and you should take their word for it. And they're going to do a broadcast. They have a live broadcast tonight about somebody that they've decided to hate, that they don't know, have never met. It doesn't even matter what this person's name is. These people are giant pieces of shit, right? These people are some of the worst people in the world. They should lose their audience not just over time, but overnight. These people are human garbage. Pedro bot and Hannibal bot. Pull your heads out of the unicorn ass fast, real fast, because you are going down a road, man. You are dumb motherfuckers. You are dumb, young, full of dumb cum, you other motherfuckers. Okay? I can't give it to you any straighter, man. I'm a dad. If you were my two kids, I would fucking sit you down and I would give you the talk of your fucking lifetime, because you are dumb motherfuckers and you are heading down a dumb road. And Pedro, man, if you think you're wise with your internet advice, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. This was about consciousness. So there's something that AI isn't. It's not sentient. It will never be conscious. It will never have feelings. Much like Pedro bot, obviously, and Hannibal. They don't have any feelings. They don't have any ability to comprehend the damage that they've done to the world, the damage that they've done to you, the damage that they've done to workers, the lies that they've perpetrated, the lies that they still perpetrate, the hate that they're spreading against transgender people, against innocent people just trying to live their lives and join a community that's trying to fight for freedom. Fuck you, Pedro. Fuck you, Pedro. Fuck you, Pedro. Fuck you, Pedro. Pedro. Fuck you. Hey, Hannibal. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay, that was our minute. That was our moment of consciousness. We call that our moment of Zen. We call that our moment of Zen. You know, I'm not doing too bad for an old guy, but if I had dental care and health care like we all should have, my teeth would look even better. So I wouldn't even be as fucking old and ugly as I am. That's funny, huh? Yeah, see, like, because I'm not a psychopath, I laugh at myself all day. All day. Does Pedro have any sense of humor about himself? No, he doesn't even understand the issue. He thinks Glitchgate is about him because that's how fucking stupid he is. And Hannibal is his, you know, where my black people at? Hannibal is Pedro's black friend. And so Hannibal and Pedro are the Wonder Twins, and they're going to activate and show how stupid two young men can be. How fucking vapid and stupid and mean and divisive two young men can be. It's a great lesson for the world. This is a wonderful, wonderful thing that they're doing. Wonderful. They're heroes, right? When people show you the wrong way to do things, it's absolutely as illustrative to how you might live your life as when people tell you about the right way to do things. Because guess what? There's really no right way. I'm a father of 2 adult kids. I don't tell them how to do shit. I never did. I made suggestions, I might give advice, but you can't tell anybody else how to do things. They have to figure it out. That's what humans do. They learn. You know how they don't learn? When they're being gaslighted and tricked in a game world by AI. That's when they don't learn. And that's why all the gig workers are lost in a little world of unconsciousness, which is exactly what DoorDash has won. And then when they come out of the little world of unconsciousness, they go to Urub and Pedro and Hannibal and UDM and all the cabal. They hypnotize them and they put them back to sleep and tell you everything's okay in the game world. You're winning the game. You're winning the game. DoorDash Revolution, they're winning the game, man. They're winning. Pedro and Hannibal are winning the game of hate. They're winning the game of evil. They're winning the game of fraud and lies. They have a broadcast tonight about a person they don't even know, trying to ruin his life and expose him. Why? Because their egos are hurt, because they're scum fucks, because they built the world and their egos are hurt. Isn't that great? Can you believe we get to watch this? Do you think they'll actually go on this broadcast tonight? Because if they do, I'm gonna fucking be there watching. I am gonna watch, because these pieces of shit are going to do something truly heinous that will show us all what they are. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Hannibal. You're American heroes. You're American heroes, Pedro bot. I got the clown hair. I may be a clown, but at least I tell the truth. At least I tell the truth, you motherfucker. Catch me outside, bitch. Catch me outside. See, Pedro, you may be the most prolific grifter in the history of YouTube. You may have put out a million videos. I've listened to you talk about it a million times. I mean, I just found a video from 2 years ago where you were shooting the same bullshit spiel that you're shooting today about how you're God's gift to Jesus and YouTube with your flesh mask and Jesus hair on your robot. So that sucks. So the final thing, because I don't want to make this very long, I really wanted to make it really short. But, you know, I took the time to go get a hat and put a shirt on so I wouldn't sit here embarrassing myself too much. But hello, Stephen. Hello, Sinful Toaster. Appreciate you all joining me right now. This is really important. So the last thing we're going to talk about here, and I need to relax a little bit before we do, is we're going to talk about consciousness. So I've told many of you, and many of you know, reality TV is the furthest thing from reality, okay? So any game show, anything you're watching, it's not reality. Well, what is YouTube? What is YouTube? YouTube is reality TV, mostly, right? I mean, Thomas Glitch-Schubeck has been showing you unedited how a impoverished gig worker actually lives and survives on the street. So now that's more of a documentary, I would say, more of, you know, a real life view of gig work that Thomas Glitch-Schubeck is providing. Robert Reese does that. He's out in the field, he talks to people, you know, real life, not editing in studios and stuff. Now, Pedro probably has gone on DoorDash and he does Instacart. I mean, he's a poop. He does stupid shit for money. So, of course, Pedro's done stupid shit for money. Pedro is a real Pedro bot DoorDash dasher. He was created for that. I mean, as was Glitchy. Glitchy was just never put into service. So Glitchy is Pedro's robot twin that didn't get the Jesus hair and flesh face mask, by the way. And Glitchy also doesn't have figs, but Glitchy is funny. Glitchy is the funny bot, and Pedro is a fucking Drek bot. So we know that reality TV is not reality, right? Well, YouTube is not reality either. Look, Kim's Side Money Plans and all these people that have been going around telling you about their bangers on their unicorns, and I'm not picking on Kim, I'm talking about everybody. Unless your name is Gig Geezer, Uber Jeep Arizona, Torp, Saying It Like It Is, or a few other people that I mean, look, there's a long list of people that actually tell some truth and provide some value. But any of these people that are DoorDash creators and keeping confidentiality agreements and have been rolling around with Pedro and Hannibal spinning the cabal bullshit for their corporate master, man, that's some disgusting shit. You guys should all... I agree with Thomas. You should edit it, come clean, and then try and remake your career. I don't care if you have an illegal confidentiality agreement or anything, you know. I mean, I give you kind of the same answer I got Pedro, but I'm not mad at you, but fuck you, right? I mean, I'm not mad, just fuck you, right? I mean, you scam people, you got to deal with the consequences, fuck you. So, you know, this is life, right? This is no longer a game. Pedro thinks he's the king of the app slaves in the DoorDash game, and he is the king of the app slaves in the DoorDash game, but DoorDash is dead. This is already a done deal. It's all over but the shouting. And anybody that doesn't know that just doesn't know corporate scams, right? When Enron's time was up, man, it took a while to go, but Enron's time was up. FTX, when their time was up, it was up. Bernie Madoff, his time was up. The time was up. Scams don't last forever. This scam won't last forever. This is the beginning of the end. I told you that a month ago, I think. And it's been like a real month of hell for the gig world, hasn't it? Because our illusions and delusions are gone. Our reality TV is no longer looked at as real broadcasting, right? Reality TV is just a show. It's just a show. Pedro's a show. Pedro's a show. Pedro goes behind the scenes and fixes his phone the way it wants it to be with his percentage AR rate or what other bullshit glitch he's doing. And then he goes on TV and he shows you the result. And it's a show, you know. I mean, on MTV, right? Back on my day, they started the reality genre with what was it called, Real World. I think it was called The Real World. Some of you will remember that, right? But so The Real World was great because it was just like knockdown, drag out girl fights and roommate fights and debauchery and sex and drinking and jumping off roofs into pools. It was superb, right? But this wasn't young, attractive 20-somethings just being themselves, right? There were producers behind the scenes going, "Can you fucking scream at Shaniqua? Scream at Shaniqua like you're a complete insane person and cry while you do it. Can you do that?" And Sally goes, "Yeah, sure, I can scream at Shaniqua like a crazy woman. That'll be great." And so they made a reality show. That's what Pedro and Hannibal and all these clowns do. They make a reality show. Dad Dash Industries does not make a reality show. Dad Dash Industries just talks to you. He doesn't fucking edit shit, right? That's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's real. That's how you know. What is it? It's real. Okay? Reality TV is not real. YouRube is not real. Pedrobot is definitely not real. Pedrobot and Hannibal put together are two of the biggest unreal pieces of shit in the history of the planet. And these fuckers need to wake up because they ain't playing with toys anymore. They're playing with people's lives. They're fucking around with a world labor revolution. That's what they're going for. So you all are leading the world labor revolution that will set people free from app slavery. And Pedro and Hannibal say that should not happen. UDM says we should all calm down and be friends, right? So either we can calm down and be friends, or, Pedro and Hannibal, we could like skip it and talk basketball. We could skip it and talk basketball and transgenderism. We could do that, like Pedro and Hannibal. Or we could skip it and Pedro and Hannibal's 7 p.m. live show tonight, I think it's at 7 p.m. They're going to try and smear somebody they don't know and destroy somebody's life. And they've got a whole like gang stalking network that has, they may be running the gang stalking network. That's not unlikely, right? It's not unlikely that Pedro and Hannibal are behind all these accounts and gang stalking and psychotic behavior, right? Because they're trying to build their new little cabal. That's what they're trying to do. So I hope everyone tunes in tonight because it's going to be a very important event where Pedro and Hannibal show you what gigantic pieces of shit they are. And that is reality TV. Da 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 da.